everyone, welcome to Virtual Puppy Class. This is Haley, your foster puppy trainer at Paws with a Cause, and what I'm going to talk about in this video is working two dogs at the same time. And so ideally, most of the time that you are working your foster puppy, you are working them individually so that they aren't being distracted by your keeper dog or your mama and papa dog. Because some skills that you work on, you are going to want to work on them with the dog individually and not have another dog there as a distraction. However, I realize that some of you, many of you maybe, have a second dog in the home. And so this is just to show something a little bit different, to show you how you can work two dogs at once and be successful at it. You're not going to be doing anything crazy in terms of what you're asking the dogs, but this is just sort of like an entry level, how to get two dogs to work at the same time and not have them interrupting each other while you are trying to focus on one specific dog. So the bed that I have over here is slightly out of frame, but once there's a dog on it, it will be you'll be able to see where the dog is. And then I've got my other dog here. So I have two separate places for the dogs to go to. They are different in terms of color. So I want my station that I pick for each dog to be distinct and specific to that dog. So I want to do the same station for that dog every single time. I don't want to switch it up and put this dog on this station and have everything changing each time I do this. So the more consistent I am with the station that I'm asking each dog to be on, that is going to raise the value of that station to each dog, and then they're going to want to be on that spot because the good stuff happens when you are on that spot. If you get off that spot before I ask you to, and I'm working with this dog over here, you're not going to get anything. I'm just going to reposition you. Nothing exciting happens. But if you stay here, you're going to keep getting reinforcement, and eventually it will be your turn, and I will call you off of that spot, and then it'll be your turn to do something. So I want to, right now I've just got a cooling mat for the one dog, and then I've got a blanket for the other dog. I can use a yoga mat, I can use a cardboard square, I could use an old towel, really anything, as long as it's separate and distinct for each dog. So I'm going to show you the full process. So I have a dog that is in the crate behind me right now. And so I'm going to let him out of the crate and hopefully keep my other dog over here in the same position. It's probably going to get a little bit hairy, but my plan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dog out. While I am messing with this crate, I'm going to be rewarding this dog over here so that he's getting a pretty continuous stream of reinforcement for staying over there, even though something exciting is happening here. So this takes some coordination. For you in your home, your dogs are most likely out loose together with each other all the time, and so it's more just a matter of, you could even do this with two people at once so that one person is working one dog and one person is working the other dog. Get them initially situated, and then one person starts working with both dogs. So, well, we've already gotten up out of position over here. Bed. Yes, good boy. So, I'm going to get a handful of treats ready. Wait, I'm going to place treats on the dog's bed that I'm about to let out of the crate so that he goes right for that, hopefully, instead of my dog over here. So I'm going to get my treats ready to give this pup. I'm going to let this dog out. Yes. So while I'm messing with that crate, I'm rewarding this dog over here because this sound is exciting. Because my dog spends time in his crate, he recognizes the sound of the crate being open. That's an exciting noise. So I'm giving him rewards while I'm doing this because he stayed in place. Yes. Good boy. Bed. Nope. So we have my gold dog here popped up, and then we've got my black dog here. So that actually went a lot better than I was expecting. So what I'm going to do initially is just rapidly reward both dogs for being on their positions and not going near each other. And I have each of their food dishes behind me. So I've got their breakfast. So I can use their breakfast to be rewarding them. Back. Good boy. And then I want to sprinkle treats on the bed itself so that the bed itself is what is reinforcing and what is rewarding. And you'll notice how fast I'm doing this initially because I want to make this really, really interesting to stay on your bed instead of going towards the other dog. Okay. And so they're doing a pretty good job of paying attention to each other or paying attention to their own stuff instead of looking at each other, making sure I'm giving each dog the right food. And so this is why it's nice to use their breakfast kibble or their evening kibble because I'm giving them a lot of rewards right now. And this way I'm not overloading my dog with calories because these are the calories they're supposed to have anyway. Okay, so then what I'm going to do, now that I'm ready to do some work, is I'm going to tell one dog to wait and I'm going to call one dog forward. As soon as the other dog moves, I'm going to reward the dog that I've asked to stay in position. Wait. Joe. Yes. Sit. Yes. So I've pulled one dog up into a sit. I've pulled the other dog up into, I've just left the other dog in a down. Wait. Down. Yes. Sit. Yes. And so initially I'm just going to do some puppy push-ups because those are easy and I can do those in place. Sit. Stand. Yes. And so I'm increasing the number of things that I'm asking this dog over here to do before I reward the dog that I've asked to stay still. Sit. Down. Sit. Stay. Stand. Yes. Yes. Good boy. Good dogs. Bed. Yes. Good boy. Okay. So I gave gold. Nope. Down. So that's going to happen where you have one dog pop up because they see the other dog and they think, oh, I want to go talk to that other dog. So all I did there was said no. I put a hand on the dog that got up so that I interrupted him. I put him back down. I waited a couple seconds before I reinforced him for being down because I don't want to automatically reward him when I put him back into position for popping up. So now this is going to be a little bit harder because this dog is better at staying still than this dog because we've got quite an age difference here. So I'm going to call black dog up. I'm going to want my gold dog here to stay still. Stay. Here. Sit. Sit. Yes. Sit. Yes. Yes. No. Sit. Yes. Somebody's feeling lazy this morning. Yes. Stand. Yes. Good boy. Sit. Yes. So my rate of reinforcement when I swap roles is going to be higher for the dog I'm asking to stay still now because he's not as good as doing stays and I want him to be reinforced for doing that. Yes. Down. Sit. Yes. And again, I'm just doing puppy push-ups. Down. Because that's easy. Sit. That's something that is easy to do in a stationary position, but as your dogs get better at, I'm working one dog while the other dog stays still, you can do other exercises. Down. Sit. Stand. Yes. And so now that the initial movement is past, I'm spacing out my reinforcement for this dog over here. Sit. Sit. Yes. I had to take my attention off of this dog for a couple extra seconds to look at this one, so I want to make sure that I reinforce. I don't want to leave my attention off of one dog for too long when I first start doing this, because the other dog is going to feel like they're getting ignored. They're going to pop up because, hey, why aren't you paying attention to me now? Stand. Yes. Sit. Yes. Down. Yes. Bed. Yes. Yes, good dog. And so again, this is why I'm using their breakfast kibble, because this is a lot of reinforcement, this is a lot of rewards, and so they're getting the calories that they're supposed to get versus me using excess kibble and giving them a lot of treats, because we don't want to have chunky dogs when we get out of quarantine. So it's important that you keep in mind the number of calories that you're giving your foster puppies, even your mama and papa dogs or your keeper dogs. Since you might be training with them more because you're home more now, you want to be mindful of those calories. You can switch to carrots or blueberries, things that are a little bit healthier and a little less calorie dense for the dogs, rather than giving them a ton of extra kibble or giving them extra cheese or hot dogs, things like that. And so that is how we work 2 dogs at the same time. That is the basics of it. As the dogs get better and better at doing this, you can absolutely start spreading out how far away they are from each other, so that you have to move from one dog to the next instead of doing it like this, where I've got my dogs really close together. 1, that's for my filming purposes, and then 2, I don't want to have to walk very far away from the dogs I'm asking to stay quite yet. But once these dogs get better at this, I can do this exercise where I've got the dogs on other sides of the room. I tell one to stay, I go work with the other one, I can turn around, toss treats at the dog that I've asked to stay put. And so you can increase the distance as your dogs get better at this. You can also increase the complexity of the individual behaviors that you're asking each dog to do while asking another dog to sit still. And so that's how we work 2 dogs at the same time. Stay.